perfect one for you. We've interviewed so many ladies. We're going to be reviewing a new segment here in Honolulu Live. Island Interviews with Hannah. Hello, Miss Rana. I'm here with one of the beautiful ladies here in Davao City. Hi, Miss Anne Dominic.
Hi, Miss Hannah. My name is Anne Dominic. I'm 30 years of age and my ID number is 212330.
All right. So, Miss Anne Dominic, can you tell me what type of person are you? What is your work and what are your hobbies?
I describe myself as an outgoing, adventurous. I'm ambivert. Sometimes I like to go travel all by myself because I prefer my me time. But at the same time, I love to hang out with my friends. I love to read books. I love to watch documentaries, most especially crime documentaries. And I love to sing. That's one of my hobbies. And I love to go to the beach because that place is a relaxing place for me.
So could you tell me what is your work?
Oh, by the way, I'm a public school teacher.
Why do you join AFA?
The reason why I joined AFA is because I want to meet the love of my life. And my friend convinced me to join because I believe that everybody deserves a second chance when it comes to love.
Oh, by the way, do you have any children?
Yes, I have a daughter. She's 5 years old.
In the future, do you want to have more children?
Yes, of course. I want to have another child, a baby boy, because I already have a daughter, and it's so good to have another one, a little one to love, because I think I have so much love to give.
Since you've joined this AFA, why do you prefer foreigners?
I like foreigners. It is because they are really open-minded, and at the same time, they are the kind of people who are, or what do you call this? Who doesn't give me mixed signals. I really don't like people who gives me mixed signals when it comes to expressing themselves or their feelings. I want them to be straightforward, and which is what I like about foreign guys. It is because they are straightforward when it comes to their feelings.
Lovely. So, Miss Anne Dominic, what can you offer in a relationship as a wife and as a girlfriend?
As a wife, since I have mentioned that I have so much love to give, and I think the one that I can offer is my love, my loyalty, my honesty, and my devotion in the relationship. I believe that I'm a wife material. It's because I'm the kind of person who is also a submissive person to the husband. And at the same time, I'm a caring person. I love when I love that person, I totally give my all, and I think that's a perfect blend to be a wife.
So do you prefer to be a stay-at-home wife or like a working mom?
If I can totally be honest, I want to be a working mother, because I don't want like solely dependent to my husband's income. I want to make my own, and also I love my profession and I don't want to lose my profession.
Can you describe
Guys, welcome back to another Monday Night Webcast. It's good to see you. Today I'm by myself, so I'm sure you're gonna be missing Uliana, but I still will be able to answer all your questions about international dating and marriage. We do have a poll question for you tonight, which how will your future bride fit in your existing life? Just very interesting questions, and there are so many factors about it. So guys, send in your answers, let's talk about it. And let's start by talking about our upcoming seminars. We have a seminars in Los Angeles on April 19th. So guys, you guys need to call and do RSVP for the seminar so we can save your spot. Number of spots is limited, so you want to do it as soon as possible. Seminars are great. It's a 4 or 5 hours event. You're gonna meet John and Tanya, probably some returning clients that can share the experience with you. We're probably gonna have some couples that met through us. So if you're thinking it's John making fun of me right now. Thank you, John. See, he already wants to join this webcast. And he got so excited by me talking about seminars, he can't wait to do that seminar in Los Angeles. So guys, come and meet John in person.
Go to the seminar. It's great. We just had fun in Texas. You'll love LA. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a lot of good information. John will tell you about us. We've been in business for 30 years. So all the couples met through us, how service works, and that will help you define the best service that works for you, whether it's individual introductions, whether it's going on a group tour or individual tour, and tell you all about it. So RSVP for the seminar. And of course, we're planning to have more seminars this year. I'm talking about doing one in probably San Francisco, in Denver later on, probably North Carolina, and more seminars on the East Coast. So stay tuned, keep an eye on the website, and it will be posted there shortly. And of course, I'm gonna remind you about our upcoming singles tours. Well, we do have a tour to Shanghai, China, our first tour ever to that destination. I'm sure it's gonna be great. We do still have 2 spots left. Technically, a tour departs in 4 days, but there is a way to skip the visa. So if you schedule your flight right, you can just go, and you can book a flight last minute, meet beautiful Chinese ladies. We do have Cartagena tour coming up in the end of April. So beautiful Cartagena, Colombia, so many nice ladies. And actually, if you are going to Cartagena, Barranquilla is really nearby. It's an hour and a half way. So our staff might be able to arrange individual meetings for you with ladies from Barranquilla. So you can include them on your list as well. 2 birds with 1 stone. We have Cebu, Philippines, May 22nd. That's going to be another great Cebu tour. So many beautiful Filipino ladies, and the main perks, ladies speak English. Also, it's one of the destinations when ladies don't care about age difference. So if you're thinking about meeting with someone with quite a big age gap, that will be just the perfect tour for you. In Bangkok, Thailand, May 29th, just 1 week right after a Cebu tour. Technically can do one after another. Can go on a Cebu, and since you're in the area, just hop on and go do Bangkok tour and see maybe the love of your life is waiting for you in one of those wonderful cities. And guys, we do have some video testimonials from our Costa Rica tour that recently ended. So let's go to that.
I'm from Los Angeles, California, and I've been enjoying myself so far tonight.
What values or qualities in Costa Rican women stand out to you the most?
Well, they seem like they're very sweet and kind and loving and fun.
How was your experience here in Costa Rica?
So far, so good. Having a good time.
How was your experience tonight?
Excellent.
What is something about Costa Rican women that you think many men might not understand or appreciate at first?
That they're very, like I said, kind, loving, fun.
Any advice you would like to say?
Just come here with an open mind and have fun.
I'm 58 years old. I'm from Middletown, New York, USA.
What values or qualities in Costa Rican women stand out to you the most?
The liveliness, their spunk.
How do Costa Rican women handle themselves compared to what you've experienced before?
They seem to be a lot more open to other ages besides their own. And
How important is it to you that your Costa Rican girlfriend maintains close ties to her family? And how does that affect your relationship?
it's very important that she maintains their close family relations, because I really don't have a family right now, and that would be improve mine. So
Okay, how was your experience tonight?
overwhelming, enjoyable.
Any advice you would like to give?
You got to try it, otherwise you don't know what you're missing. So
Thank you.
I come from Canada, and I find it was a lovely honor to come here to take part of this. Everybody's been really good, and the ladies were fantastic, and this hotel has been really good to take care of all the needs. They went over their what they should do. I really appreciate that, and I've had a really good time, and everything has worked out the way it should be.
What is something about Costa Rican women that you think many men might not understand or appreciate at first?
The Costa Rican women live up to what they're known about. They are warm. They really want to meet somebody to take care of them and to grow with them. And I think more men need to come here. In North America and Canada and whatever, everybody's striving for materialism and for everything. And what has left, love has left. And coming here has really fulfilled in my life.
Are there any aspects of Costa Rican culture that you've learned to appreciate?
What I have come to appreciate is everybody not having the greatest chance to make money, to have a family, and to be able to provide for them, but they have the internal strength to go and to take care of things that they need to. And people have been very friendly, and this is my first time here, and I really enjoyed coming here.
And the last one, how was your view of relationships or love changed since dating someone from Costa Rica?
It changed. I already knew that Costa Rica, they are known for their love and everything, and it has just fulfilled that. And I found it, I'm very appreciative that I was able to come, and I had the time to come, and I wish everybody else would come here and take part and enjoy everything that this place has to offer.
Any advice you would like to share?
My advice is, everybody needs, if you're a man and if you want to meet somebody, a partner, this is the place to come. There's lots of places to go, but I have really enjoyed it here, and I really recommend that men come here to take part and to find their other half.
Thank you.
I'm from Seattle, and I'm here in Costa Rica.
What values or qualities in Costa Rican women stand out to you the most?
I think the women down here, I think they're really intelligent women, beautiful women, and sometimes they can show up a little late, which is okay. I think that's part of the quality, but I think the quality of women down here in Costa Rica is really good.
What is something about Costa Rican women that you think many men might not understand or appreciate at first?
Well, I think the women, compared to the States, the women here are more, I think they're more upfront. I think they're more compassionate as far as what they want. And I've realized that a lot of Costa Rican women are really educated.
Are there any aspects of Costa Rican culture that you've learned to appreciate?
I appreciate the culture down here. I appreciate the women down here are like more interested in family than like Instagram or what have you. If you want a good woman, you got to come to Costa Rica, because that's exactly what you're going to get.
How do Costa Rican women handle themselves compared to what you've experienced back home?
The women down here are more family oriented. I think the women down here are more considerate, you know, of a good man, you know, from the States. I think that's what they'll get.
How was your experience tonight?
It's been wonderful. I've had a great time in Costa Rica. The service down here is good. The organization that I came down with it's like the quality, and I think a lot of men in the U.S. should come down.
Any advice you want to share?
Anyway.
Any advice you want to share?
Yeah, I think advice is like, you know, just come down, be open-minded, leave whatever issues you have back in the States and come down and enjoy what Costa Rica has to offer.
Well, guys, that was a video from Costa Rica tour. As you see, so many beautiful ladies, so many of them sitting at the table. I was just thinking that might be a bit challenging, actually. There's like, what, 7, 8 ladies that you need to talk. Guys need to be prepared for that, you know, probably a lot of caffeine or something before you go talk to all those beautiful women, and stay focused and don't get distracted by all this beauty. Well, guys, let's get back to our topic for tonight, which I'll remind, how will your future bride fit in your existing life? One comment I would make, a lot of guys don't think through it too well, and thinking that, you know, so their time is the problem, because they don't think this their new bride is gonna take a lot of their time. She's like, well, I'm gonna come home from work and just gonna spend, you know, some time with her. It's not gonna work too well, because remember, she's gonna be moving from her country to yours, and she's not gonna have any social network, any support here. So you're gonna be her pretty much whole world, and she's gonna be waiting for you all day to come home. And of course, she's like, wow, she wants to do things. And imagine you come from work, you're already tired, and you know, you'll do things here and there, but it is exhausting. It's and you probably have to work extra hours to make up for all the vacation time you took to meet her, and extra hours to pay the bills that accumulated for all the trips and you spend it for immigration and all this. So yeah, guys, don't think it through. Like, okay, well, she'll come here and well, she'll find something to do. Well, she would need your help and support. Okay, maybe, you know, over a few months she will find some local friends that speak her native language, which is very, very important, because, you know, I think, oh, my family and friends will be nice and welcoming to her, which most likely will be. But remember, most likely she doesn't speak English fluently, or if any. So she will not, you know, she will feel shy and a little awkward conversating with them. And plus, you know, it's people from different culture. So it might be very hard for her to fit in. She will feel lonely. So guys, think about it, how you're going to make it happen, how you're going to find time to spend with her and help her integrate in your existing life. So let's see what you guys say, and let's look at your answers and questions. Timothy from Florida. Hi, is there maximum age for a man to have a chance of success in Ukraine? Well, generally we say as long as you're from the same generation. So which normal, like 10, 15, well, maybe 20, although it's already pushing it. So it's like, you know, it's that little red line, you probably want to keep it under. I mean, things happen, you know, and also it's a factor of how old you are and how old the lady is. So, you know, you know, you're 45 and she's 20, yeah, it's, you know, there is like a big age gap, and how much stuff you're gonna have in common, you know, we guys can talk about. You have completely different life experiences, you know, she's just starting her adult life, she barely had any relationship experience, life experiences, she's barely a teenager, just stop being a teenager, right? And you already have seen so much, done so much, and I don't want, I mean, she would still want to continue, you know, really living in her 20 and live like 20 years old, you know, like go to clubs, hang out with friends. Do you want to do it when, you know, go to clubs when you're 45 and hang out with a bunch of 20 years old? Is it like the lifestyle you want to continue? I mean, can be, as long as two of you happy, but yeah, just keep in mind. Or if you're 65 and your lady's 45, well, that's more and more like it, you know, you're closer, even though technically you're not closer in age, but you know, you still have way more in common in your closer in life experiences, so that will matter a lot. So again, for Ukraine, I would say 10, 15, up to 20 years, so as long as you're from the same generation. Julian, To answer the poll, we'll have the same shared values, moral standards, and interests in many areas of our life. Well, I'm sure that will be good ground for marriage, but still, as far as shared interest, again, she's moving to another country, so I don't know how many her interests that she had in her country will be transferable, to life in the States or whatever you live. So yeah, just keep that in mind. J-Boy, Paul, I'd like to fit me into her life in a way that's least disruptive way possible. Be support for her and do my best to understand her. And that's a really good answer. Yes, guys. Again, you need to remember that you also need to make your bride, wife, happy. So yeah, your life will be happy. If she's gonna be here she comes on a fiancé visa, she's miserable for those 3 months. She's just gonna come back home, and all this effort you put into finding her, bringing her on fiancé visa, it will just all collapse. So it's very, very important. Steve, Ukrainian girls seem to be open to the maximum age gap. Girls 30 years younger than me are reaching out to me, plenty of them. Oh, Steve, what can I say? Well, first of all, you confuse introduction letters with the real life experience. Just because a bunch of young girls sending you introduction letters, which let's start with that. Those letters sent by matchmakers. How introduction letters work? When a lady joins the service, she tells the staff what she's looking for, more or less. Somebody's more specific than others. And approximate age of a man and things like this, and they send it to everybody who matches her criteria. So it doesn't mean this 20 years old was just had nothing else to do, on her Friday evening and just sit there browse profiles. That was sent by a matchmaker, so she hasn't seen your profile. She will see your profile when you reply to this introduction letter. That will go to her, and then she'll see and decide, well, do I really want to correspond with this guy or not? And just because you're gonna get in a correspondence and even meet, doesn't mean this relationship gonna go in. It's actually gonna become a relationship. It's just, she will not mind to go out, have a good night out, have a good dinner, bring a friend along. You can go on 5 of those dinners, but will you end up even holding your hands by the dinner number 7? No. So that's, she's just not gonna be serious about this relationship going forward, because, in the end of the day, she would need to bring you home. And, there's a good chance you're going to be the age of your father, or plus minus, and how excited your dad will be, to meeting his future son-in-law that, they're the same age. Probably not too happy. And younger she is, more, not control over her life, but of course, more she will listen to what her parents will say about it. When a woman is more mature, more independent, she's going to be making her own decision. But if we're talking about, young girls, yeah, she's going to listen to what her parents say. And that's, she's going to have cold feet, and again, that's going to die down. So just because you're getting some flirty notes from somebody who's much, much, much younger, again, doesn't mean that's going to be, your marriage material. It's going to be your future wife. And I'm assuming you're here to find the wife. If you're here for something else, if you just want to go have fun, spend time with, hang out, make some friends, and just do that, yeah, absolutely, yeah, no, go for that. And the girls will not mind it if you just want to be friends. You can do it. But again, if your goal is to find a wife, you probably should take age gap into consideration. Mr. Z, got to love those socials. Yeah, socials are great regardless of a destination. As you can see, there are a bunch of beautiful ladies coming in, and they're all interested in meeting a man and find love. It's in so many cases it's difficult to find the right man in their home country because either lack of man or man not treating them right. So many reasons. So I've heard that foreign men make much better life partners, the more responsible, more stable, the more family man, and it's what they want to find. So that's exactly why they go on social. Spend hours trying, dress, put their best dress on, do the hair, makeup, and just come to the social and just I want to meet you. Okay. Tim, answer to poll question. If she likes to train hard at the gym, go on strenuous wilderness hike, cook meals together, spend quiet evenings at home, and attend Sunday Mass, she will fit in perfectly. I don't know if she exists. Well, again, I mean, I don't know how much of a deal breakers all of those, things. For example, she likes to train hard at the gym. Well, maybe she doesn't do it at this time, but she might, find the joy of it later on. So, because maybe she's working 3 jobs and going to gyms 5 days a week is she just have no energy or time left for it because she needs to provide for her family. So might not be high on her page. She still looks great. It's just, she doesn't start her morning routine with that. Yeah, whether she goes on wilderness hikes too. I mean, if she lives in the city, if we're talking about Ukraine, she lives in Kiev. Going on hikes around Kiev. I mean, first of all, it's pretty flat, so there are not too many mountains around. You'd have to travel on a train 8 hours to the closest mountain range or to go on a nice hike. So yeah, she doesn't, go on those on a daily basis, I guarantee you. I'm sure she wouldn't mind a really nice walk in the park. And just people, in Ukraine and other countries, they do walk a lot too, so she's pretty familiar with the concept, but haven't done mountain hiking, for example. So again, she might discover joy of it. Cook meals together, that's usually not a problem. Majority of ladies like to cook. Spend quiet evenings at home. Well, that's, that's also 50-50. That's something you would need to talk, to a lady when you meet her. But also, guys, remember when you ask a question, I see it so many times when I translate, on the video calls, for example. Guys, in the questions, they already put an answer that they want to hear. It's like, you like quiet evenings, don't you? And, she wants you to like her, so she's gonna say that, confirmed of what you want to hear. In reality, she might hate it completely, and you'll discover that when she comes here. So leave your questions open. Don't push girls into answer that you want to hear. Attend Sunday Mass? Yeah, well, again, depending on, the country. If it's Ukraine or China, women not overly religious, so, I don't know how, they will enjoy that necessary. Again, depends on the person. But if we're talking about Philippines or a lady from Latin America, yeah, I'm sure that would be great. So again, that your perfect person might exist, but most likely somewhere you'd have to compromise. Right, another question. Are you guys having socials again in Mexico City? I have not seen much on the website about it. I've heard the manager left, so I'm thinking that's why there's no social going on in Mexico right now. And I will... Playa del Carmen will be open for socials. Well, that's actually a good question. Let me see. I thought we had some tour to Mexico scheduled. Now I'm gonna look at the tour schedule. Curious myself. No, there is a Mexico City tour in June. So they did change manager, all her left, but they have another person and everything is running. I have guys going there for individual introductions all the time. They staying pretty busy over there. So yeah, tour is happening in June, so guys sign up for it. Great tour, a lot of lovely ladies. And as far as the tour to Playa del Carmen, well, I don't think it's in the foreseeable future. First of all, we don't have enough profiles. There are 30, 40 at the most probably. I didn't look, but I'm thinking that's about right. To do a tour in the destination, we need at least a couple hundred at the very minimum to do more or less decent socials because, we're trying to keep 1-to-8 ratio. So imagine we have even 7 guys, or 6 guys going to the destination. So we still need to bring 50, 60 girls to each socials. There are 2 socials, so 120 ladies need to attend. And plus we need to have enough ladies for everybody to go out for individual dates. So, it's going to be a little challenging. So in Playa del Carmen, I don't know, it's not my most favorite destination. I didn't see tons of success over there in reality. Guys have better success in Mexico City. Playa del Carmen is a tourist destination. There's those profiles, there's big rotation of profiles. The girls from other countries go there for work, so they're there for a period of time and then they go back to their countries. They also, very popular, so for guys, excuse me, it's easy to travel to, they're comfortable with Playa or Cancun because they've been there on vacation so many times. They're thinking, well, I can combine vacation and meeting some nice ladies. Sure, I can do it. But I'm trying to think when last time I saw engagement out of there. Well, that's been a while, because again, those ladies get very popular, they get a lot of attention, fairly high maintenance, so, and that's just, it's a little bit more difficult. So they're very, very picky, so it's not like I'm talking you out of going to Playa del Carmen, but I'm thinking, you also can consider our destination with a higher success rate. All right. Another one sent over here. Are there new changes to bringing a lady back from Eastern Europe after marriage? I'm worried that there will be new rules that we don't know about in a few months due to this messy administration. Oh, if we only knew what new immigration laws will bring. Nobody knows. So if your lady is from Ukraine, you should know that Unity for Ukraine, the refugee program, was cancelled. Well, it's suspended for now, but we all know that's pretty much cancelled. Actually, they're talking about possible deportation of people that already came on it, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I would not be relying on the fact they can renew it at any point. So your only way is really do the fiancé visa. Well, for any country, no matter where a lady comes from, whether it's going to be Argentina, Philippines, Ukraine, it's still going to be about 1 year process. So you guys need to be prepared for that. There's also spousal visa that takes even a bit longer, because, well, the benefit of spousal visa, you're going to get married overseas, and a lady is going to get the green card when she gets here. It's automatic, but they need to do more background research, which takes longer, so you're probably looking closer to more like 1.5 years for this. So it's up to you how you want to go about it, but fiancé visa is probably a safer choice because it's a little faster, and plus then you have this 90 days, trial period to see if you're compatible when you live together. She can come here and figure out that you're not compatible. Just your lifestyles don't match. She wants to do one thing, you want to do another thing, and maybe you prefer quiet evenings at home, she wants to go party, or something else, or her expectations of America was one, but when she got here it's totally different, because there's a lot of misconception. When people watch Hollywood movies, they expect their life is gonna look like glamorous Hollywood when they get here, and it's not necessarily the case. The reality is different. So, and that can be a problem. She can be just homesick and lonely, and again, if you don't spend enough time with her, and she misses her family, her friends, there is Zoom, Skype, FaceTime and all this, she can stay in touch with them, but nothing will replace the evening out with your girlfriends, just when you just go out or have lunch, or just sit down and just a girl talk, because you're not gonna have that here. Having a girl talk on FaceTime is not really the same. It's a bit artificial. So there's so many factors to it. Alright. So guys, and again, as of now, fiancé visa, spousal visa, both available. If something will change, like processing times might change, we don't know. Well, stay tuned. McKissick, answer to poll question. I'm taking the California bar exam and becoming an attorney. I will be starting my solo practice. I anticipate having my future wife get her paralegal certificate and assisting me in the firm, and at least until she gets her work authorization or gets trained in whatever else she wants to do. Well, first of all, she cannot really do anything until she gets her work authorization. She's not legal to work here. She will be deported, as if she's gonna start doing anything until she has her proper paperwork. Moreover, the Hispanic population here in Northern California is 33%, and it would benefit me to have a Spanish-speaking wife. So I see you plan on going to Latin America. Great. But also, you probably want to ask your future wife what she wants to do, and that's something you cover way before you start fiancé visa process. You can say I can help you, become paralegal and work my practice, but when she even initially can say yes, but then she gets here, this career is not for everybody. It's as you know, it's challenging. It's need to be very detail oriented. It also can be boring at times, and maybe she's artistic, creative person, and she, or just she wants to pursue some other career. So also, so don't think it's just because you have a career option for her that's the path she wants to take. Future patrician, how long do people typically date after they meet for the first time? 6 months or so before they decide to marry? Well, that's different for every culture. In the Philippines, people, tend to commit to relationship and get engaged fairly quick. I mean, quite often we get engagements right during the tour. It's like, well, when I guess, right? In Eastern Europe, people tend to date longer. The courtship process is much longer. I would say it's even longer than Latin America. In Latin America, I see people usually go for about 4, 5, 6 months until they decide to proceed with K1 visa. But that's also remember K1 visa takes about a year. So if you date for 6 months, then wait for a visa for a year. It's already a year and a half. So that's something like, I guess, early in the relationship, that's something you also need to discuss with the lady, how soon she feels comfortable for filing for K1 visa, because she also would need to, I guess, wrap up her things in her home country, deal with the work situation, if she has a kid. So make sure the kid completes a school year, because when she comes here, a kid needs to go to school. You don't want a kid go to school in the middle of school year, especially if the kid doesn't speak English. So there are so many things you would need to prepare. Crazy 8, are you guys opening an office in Czech Republic? Nope, not even remotely in plans. Apparently, I don't know how 10 profiles in Czech Republic. We never had any, even in the beginning, we never had any interest in Czech Republic. It's already a part of EU, ladies who already live in Europe, they're already there, so they don't really need to look for foreign partner. They have plenty of options. Go right, go left. There are plenty of foreign guys as is, so they don't need additional options. So yeah, I just don't think we ever will go to Czech Republic. Nothing against Czech Republic, wonderful place, wonderful, beautiful ladies. It's just they're not as interested. All right. Shoe 8. Does AFA offer match swipe system like Tinder? Thank God, no. I know we exchange letters, but it would be nice to swipe left or right on women on the side before I choose to communicate with them. Well, but again, if you use the intro letters, you can just delete it, block a woman. That's basically, it's your concept of swiping left and right. It just looks slightly different. But no, this, the whole swiping concept is just not very efficient, especially when, then it just becomes too easy. And when you're looking for, it just kind of, it turns into Tinder. And how many successful dates you had, how many relationships did you get out of Tinder? Yeah, there is a lot of people, but, this constant swiping is just not, I don't know, in my opinion, I don't think it's very successful when it comes to finding a life mate. But again, you can always use intro letters if you want, which I actually don't recommend that, and just block the people if you don't like them, so they will stop writing you. Let's see if we have any more questions. Alright guys, don't forget to send an answer to our poll questions. How will your future bride fit in your existing life? So besides spending time with her, other things you would need to think how you're gonna make her life more comfortable, not how she's gonna make your life more comfortable, because that's gonna be much easier, but things you can do for her. So if she doesn't speak English, you probably want to think about enrolling her in ESL classes. You can find the local community college in a lot of them, at least there used to be free classes, so for very little charge. For example, when I brought my dad here, of course, he didn't speak any English, so I enrolled him in a local college nearby, so he would just go there and take classes. Nobody in his class would be English speaking. He had people from all over the place, from Afghanistan, from Mexico, just bunch of different countries. So he managed to make good friends, so which actually helped him to establish some kind of social circle, because again, he didn't know anybody here except me. I was not enough, obviously, to to fulfill his life to the fullest, because I work, I come home, and we can talk, but he wants to talk to other people, which is obviously normal. So he started making friends in his ESL classes and practicing his English. He started with very, very basic things, and by the time he got his certificate, he was, I guess, conversational. It was pretty broken English, but for the first level, it was enough for him to chat with people. So it made his life so much better. Also, help your future wife to get the driver's license. Because, and another thing, you probably want to teach her yourself to drive, because it's a good way to get divorced, because guys usually don't have enough patience, and you get frustrated. And women already stressed, she's already in a foreign country. She already has to learn all these rules, just because she passes her written test. Driving from the beginning on foreign roads is too much. And she doesn't need somebody sitting next to her and do this, do that, so it's not gonna go well. So it's just better to pay for her lesson through driving school. That will just save you a lot of nerves. So other things, you might want to see if there is a community of people that speak her language. If you, for example, just explore, ask around if there's a Ukrainian community. Somewhere like the Ukrainian church, for example, nearby, that she can start going to, so she can make the friends, or Filipino community, again, whatever country you end up going, or Thai, so start looking for that. Help her find the food that she's used to. I keep saying that it's pretty challenging to adjust to American food when people come here. Pretty much everybody whom I know who came here, in the beginning, they struggled with American food, because most of it is really not that great. Like now I'm used to it and I'm fine, but in the beginning, for the first 3 months, it's just, the taste was different, the amount of chemicals in it, my body was just resisting it. I'm like, I can't eat this. So it was really, really tough, and had to be very picky about what I'm eating. And even though I'm not a picky eater, but so a lot of people I know struggle with it. So maybe you want to find an ethnic food store in your area, if they have, for your specific culture. If you can't find an area and you live somewhere in a remote location, then you might want to find something on Amazon, or again some online stores, so you can order her buckwheat, so she can eat her buckwheat and be happy, so she doesn't have to eat Domino's pizza or Little Caesars or any of that lovely stuff. Plus, women are used to stay in shape, and American food is really not helping with staying in shape. All right, more questions. Will I have difficult dating in Ukraine if I'm not religious? No, not at all. Actually, again, Ukraine is really not the most religious country. Most of the ladies will say they're Eastern Orthodox, but it doesn't mean they're like overly religious. They can celebrate Easter, Christmas, but it's not like they go to church and very often again. So you will be just fine. I never had a problem. If you're overly religious, that might be, that actually will be probably a bigger problem. So usually it's not an issue in Ukraine. Okay, next question. How long did it take for your dad to learn basic English? I'm wondering how long a lady from Colombia to learn enough to speak basic English. Well, first of all, keep in mind my dad was in his 60s when he came, and learning a foreign language when you're 60-something, it's extremely difficult. So younger lady is, easier it will be for her. So she's in her 20s, early 30s, but like no time really. She will be, and you probably want to enroll her in classes in her country, from Colombia in this case, before she comes. So pay for her lessons there. I'm sure it's not going to be expensive, so she can go to school, and maybe I'll take online classes if she doesn't have time to go to school, and start learning a bit. So I don't think it's gonna be like overly efficient. So by the time she comes to the stage, she'll be fluent. No, but it's gonna give her a good base. Learn all the grammar, all that stuff. And again, in the beginning, it will not make any sense to her, but she's gonna be practicing with you, and you're gonna be doing, FaceTime calls every day and stuff like this. And when she comes here, when she really immersed in the culture here, she's gonna be talking to people. It all will just click and will come to her, and within a couple of months, it's like she will be, pretty conversational. See, my dad didn't learn English ever before he came in, even back in school, which he was a little boy, which was 50 years prior. He studied German, so it's not very helpful. It was not very helpful in this case. So yeah, and again, but even for him, starting from total scratch, he was probably how long? Like 3 months. He was able to communicate with his classmates, and so some of my friends, he was having a good time. So again, I'm sure for a younger lady it will be much, much, much easier. For myself, when I came, I also didn't speak any English. Still don't. But no, it's just actually my first job when I came here was in Subway making sandwiches. Yes, and we just came with my friends. It just put us go start working. Like, okay, great. That's the first time in my life I see sandwich, but okay, let's go for it. So customers come to store, start ordering. I have zero idea what they're saying. So I just stand there and point and like, But so I think in 3 weeks of this, I actually, learned enough to be able to communicate with customers and fulfill their orders, and everything was fine. But took a little time. So more you practice, better it gets. Okay. J-Boy. Last week, poll question asked about potential new countries to have social in Eastern Europe. Is AFA considering a new country to have social in? Well, we're considering Poland. So only countries in Eastern Europe we're thinking really is Poland. There are a lot of nice ladies. We're talking to one of our affiliate partners there, so if we'll be able to identify more ladies who will be willing to participate and sign up. And we add new profiles every week, slowly but surely. So, and especially if things with Ukraine don't change in the nearest future, yeah, maybe I don't know, maybe within a year we're gonna. Not in the next 6 months for sure, but maybe within a year, towards the end of the year, maybe we'll try to put a social together in Poland. But yeah, hopefully things will get back to normal, or at least relatively to normal in Ukraine. I mean, we already have 3 tours a year to Ukraine. So hopefully we're gonna come back to how it used to be with so many more tours. But so we have another tour to Ukraine scheduled in the end of July. We're gonna have a tour in November as usual, Thanksgiving Turkey tour. So guys, yeah, so I don't think we're gonna do any additional tours as of now until I talk to John, but yeah, looks like we're gonna have 2 more, and that's it for this year. Next question, since you're coming from Russia, would you ever want to re-experience your journey all over again now? No. God, I mean, if I knew what I'm getting myself into, no way I would want to do it again. I mean, everything turned out fine, obviously, everything's good. I'm very happy. I'm happy where I live. I love what I do. I love my friends, and everything fantastic. I love it. But going through initial immigration, yeah, that was not fun, on so many levels. Even though I had a couple of my friends with me when I initially came, so still was not tons of support from them because they're going through the same process. They're also trying to integrate themselves in a society, which was again language barrier. You don't understand, customs. You don't understand what you do and how things work. You need to figure out how to rent a place. Just even basic things. It's like we don't really file taxes in Russia like we do here. Like, everything, making those baby steps because you're living in a total different world and there's nobody explaining you those rules. So it was challenging. And again, so hopefully when you bring your bride here, you will be there for her and explain her how things work. And those little things that you take for granted, that's for you, it's normal. It's not going to be normal for her because for her, it's a whole different world. Imagine if you move to Philippines and, or actually, a country that don't, where people don't really normally speak English. So you move to Peru or Colombia, move to Ukraine, and you need to figure out, find your way around, and so yeah. So guys, make sure you support your future bride. So which comes back to, again, our poll question: how will your future bride fit in your existing life? So guys, don't forget to send an answer. Let's see if we have any more questions. Yes, we do. How many tours do you think it takes for a guy dating in Ukraine to find a match and get married? That's, I keep reference that's kind of been a lottery, because we're looking for a life partner, and some guys just meet their life mate on the first tour and everything works out great. Some guys can take 2-3 tours, but also I say, if you've done a few tours to Ukraine and it's not going anywhere, you might be want to change in destination, so maybe it's just not for you, because again, it's different culture, maybe not for you. So try something else, try a new country, go to Asia, go to Latin America, whatever it is, because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, that's the definition of insanity, as you know. So try new places. I mean, I do have a lot of guys that try to do Ukraine, went to China, and then went to Philippines and met the love of their life, or vice versa. They went to Philippines, was great, but then end up with a Chinese lady. So you just never know. And I had clients who had been going to Ukraine, married a Colombian, so many stories throughout the years. So try it, and yes, it's gonna probably take some time. You have to go out on quite a few dates. Now, just the other day, I was talking to a client that recently got married. He met his wife in 2014. Imagine, so it took so long for them for the courtship process. They were figuring out if they're right for each other. So finally, they got married. But yeah, But also, he was. I believe he met her like in the beginning, but looks like things didn't quite work out between them, and they took a break. But then he was coming back. I think he was, if I'm not mistaken, because 11 years, but I'm pretty sure he was coming back and just trying not meeting other people, which nothing wrong with that, and they end up being together. When it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Daniel, Anna, thank you for hosting again tonight. Well, I'm always happy to do that, guys, and actually I'm gonna be around for a couple more weeks, then I have to go out of country for a little bit, so I'm sure you're gonna see a lot of John. I'm sure he's excited to get back on the webcast. He's preparing his Mountain Dew. I know there is a stack of Mountain Dew somewhere near his desk, so he's excited. Paul, I went on 3 group tours and 2 individual tours of Ukraine before I met my wife. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Sometimes you have to do a bit of a search before you find that right person with whom you're gonna be happy. Most likely you're not gonna marry the first person you meet. Even on the tour, you go out on dozens of dates and just explore options. Just because people are nice, doesn't mean there is a connection. There is a chemistry, and then once you get to know them, there is long term. There is people might not be compatible. They have different interests, different agendas in mind. There might be some basic things that just don't match, like she wants to have kids, you don't want to have kids, or vice versa. So something you cannot negotiate. There could be so many deal breakers, and that's not something you find out most likely during your tour week. I just meet people, go out on a couple of nice date with this lady, but then once you go back home and you start talking to her on WhatsApp or Viber, then you discover that okay, so you want to have 5 kids, and I'm kind of done with that. Sorry, I'm not too interested, or something else. So she has idea that becoming a successful lawyer in the States, but I'm really looking for a travel partner. I want her to be flexible, and I'm looking for a travel partner, and that's also not something I'm interested in, because not all those questions you'll be able to clear when you first meet. So keep that in mind. So really, Crazy 8, do you ever feel nervous traveling internationally, especially with our current state in the US? I never have a problem traveling internationally. Actually, I travel a lot. I've been to pretty much every continent at this point, well, except Antarctica. But yeah, it's just I love international travel. I live for it. That's my biggest hobby. So now I'm comfortable in every country. Hey, North Korea including. But yeah, I'm fine with everywhere. Going back to United States and go through immigration services. Even I mean I'm a citizen and still last time in Detroit, so it gave me a hard time. Just like had to spend whatever number of hours in Detroit because and missed my flight, of course. He's like, you travel too much. Like, since when that's a crime? It's my job. Yes, I travel much. So yeah, and I have to travel internationally in the next 2 weeks. So surely looking forward coming back to States, especially from Russia nowadays. It'll be interesting. So I'll tell you if there's any funny travel stories for sure. J-Boy, thank you for answering my question. I appreciate it. Well, that's what I'm here for. And, you guys, don't forget to send me your questions. I always read them, always answer that. And if I didn't answer it on the show, feel free to send me email. My email is travel@lovememail.com. travel@lovememail.com. So if there's something you want to talk in private or don't ask a question on the show, send me an email. You can give me a call in the office. Just ask Brianna to transfer it to me, and I'll be happy to answer it. Well, guys, actually one more question. Answer actually. CG, my wife became citizen and 2025. Well, first of all, congratulations on your baby. So yeah, everything went fine, and that's I know it's a long journey with immigration. Takes a while to get there. Because remember, guys, when she comes, first you're gonna do key one for a year, then she comes here and you apply for green card. So she waits for that that depends, 6 months to a year, depending on the area. And that's a conditional green card that she keeps for a couple of years. Then she has to apply for another green card, so conditions from it will be removed because she can keep it only if she's still married to you. So you do another green card, and only after that, after she gets her second green card, she'll be eligible to apply for citizenship. So with all those misconceptions that lady come here, gonna get her citizenship and turn around like the next day, no, it takes 5-6 years to get to that point. So guys, yeah, it's not an instant process, and those horror stories about those green card scams, no, it's really far away from reality. Alright guys, I think it might be it for tonight. Hope I didn't miss anything, and thank you for sending your answers to poll question and asking your questions. I will see you next week. Thank you.